example 10, from a point 115 feet from the base of a redwood tree. You see down here, this little tiny 115 feet from the base of a redwood tree. The angle of elevation to the top of the tree is 64.3 degrees. So, anytime you hear about an angle of elevation, imagine the horizon, and you go above the horizon, the angle created by the ground and the looking up at something is angle of elevation. Where an angle of depression would be same thing, horizon, you look down. So when this is angle of elevation, 64.3 degrees, I mean the angle down here in the corner looking up to the top of the tree. Find the height of the tree to the nearest foot. So our goal here is to find the height of the tree. If we focus on the right triangle, this acute angle down here in the corner is 64.3 degrees, and we got a right angle over here where the tree goes straight up, theoretically. All right, we're always going to assume things go straight up. Makes life easier when we're dealing with right triangles. If we go across the triangle to get here, this is the opposite side. Going across the right angle makes this the hypotenuse, which means the bottom is going to be the adjacent side. All right, so always go to SOHCAHTOA as a guide as far as what's going to be helpful in doing problems involving trigonometry. So we're trying to solve for a missing side in a right triangle. Once you've established what you know, go to SOHCAHTOA to figure out what's going to be useful to you. So what I'm looking at is I know the adjacent side, and I want to know the opposite side. So I know the adjacent, I want to know the opposite. So I go to SOHCAHTOA and see which one involves those two guys, which would be tangent. Okay, so you make a distinction, which trig function is going to help me do this. Okay? And if you know an angle, you're going to know a side and want to know another side. That establishes which side you want to work with, which establishes which trig function is going to be helpful. So I've established this tangent, so I write out a good trigonometric expression. T for tangent of an angle, always if it's sine, cosine, tangent is always of an angle. The angle is 64.3 degrees. Is equal to the ratio opposite over adjacent, opposite h over adjacent 115. Always consider this to be a proportion, so put that over 1. At this point, I want to figure out the tangent of 64.3 degrees, and I forgot to have my calculator open before I started the example, so we'll wait patiently for it to open. Uh-oh. The default state will be loaded instead. That's weird. As long as the default state knows what the tangent of 64.3 degrees is, we'll be fine. Go to mode and make sure I'm in degrees, not radians. Go back up to classic because we prefer classic. All right. And I type in tangent of 64.3 degrees. That comes out to 2.0778. As a general rule, when you're doing trig functions, go 4 decimal places on your approximations. Round your final answer to 2 unless asked otherwise. So if I cross multiply, 1 times h is h, and 2.0778 times 115 comes out to 238.95
What's this to the nearest foot?
Oh, the nearest foot, 239 feet. Thanks, PJ. All right, so again, unless asked otherwise, go 2 decimal places. 239 feet would be what I'd go with then.